What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're checking out a game called Stygian. It's a game that takes place, obviously, you can see Cthulhu lurking in the background right now. He's in the clouds. He's doing that thing that he does where he looks like a cloud, or he's like in the cloud, or he's like shaping the cloud to be like him. We don't really know which it is, but he's lurking in the background. You can see him on screen right now. So obviously, this is a game that takes place in the universe of H.P. Lovecraft. There's probably going to be all kinds of weird, torturous creatures. We're probably going to be off to Raile and all those places. So let's create a new character and RPG it on up, shall we? Gender selection, dude or lady. The horrors of Stygian do not discriminate based on your gender. Okay, but it does affect things. I mean, this guy's got a cane. I mean, she's got a pretty awesome mink. I'm not gonna lie, she's got herself a fox. But at the same time, he's got a silver cane. I don't know which is more baller, the silver-capped cane or like the ostrich and foxes. I'm not sure. Alright, so our age. We can be old, which means we start with penalties to our stats, but we get more skill points. We can be adults, which means that we have a balance in stats and skills. Or we can be a kid. I guess young is what it says. It doesn't say that you're a child, I guess. I guess we'd be like a young adult. So probably like 23, 24. They're at their physical prime, but they start with less skill points. Alright, so we can be like 23, we can be like 35, 40, or we can be like 55, 60, basically. And each one kind of changes the spread, the recipe, the menu, as it were. You know, because I'm the adventurous type, I'm going to take the thing that has an even amount of everything. So we can choose our archetype. We can be an academic. This character used to be a research scientist at Miskatonic University. Sent on a remote expedition in a foreign land, he had no warning of the doom, patiently waiting beneath the frigid wastes. We get medicine, we get psychology, and we get science to the maximum level. We have to have 6 in mind. We can be an aristocrat. After the loss of his mother, this character is the sole remnant of a noble family. The memories provoked by the return of the family estate are not all pleasant. We get occult, science, and speechcraft skills that can be raised to max. There is no attribute requirement. It looks like there's also, like, sub-goals for each of these. Alright. We could be a criminal. This character used to be a hired gun for an underworld boss. His last stop on a long night of collecting protection money was a nightclub known for the patron's peculiar taste in entertainment. We get firearms, we get stealth, and we get subterfuge to max. We have the explorer. This character is a professional hunter and adventurer. While exploring the Dark Continent, he met in an ancient tribe. What he views as a simple tribal superstition comes back to haunt him. Athletics, firearms, and survival can be raised to maximum. We can be an investigator. This character is a private investigator who used to work for the Boston Bureau of Investigation. His latest case, attempting to locate a missing child, turned out to be much more complicated than a common kidnapping. Investigation, firearms, and psychology skills can go up to max. We've got the occultist. You are a member of a hidden order. The backing of the order has made life easier so far, but the initiation rite required to join the inner circle may involve some complications. We get investigation, medicine, and occult. We've got a performer. Okay. An actress or an actor with a traveling theater troupe. Athletics, speechcraft, and stealth. And then we've got a soldier who gets firearms, melee, and survival skills. I think the investigator sounds like me. I kind of want the psychology skills, but I also want a fighting skill. And then I also want to be able to, like, investigate and notice things. So we can be a detective. Or we could be an occult detective, which means we get angsty out here. Okay. We can be an ex-cop. You have a past in law enforcement. The things you witnessed on duty left the mark on your mind. We lose sanity, but we gain firearms. Or we can be a bounty hunter, which gives us stealth, but we can only take that if we are materialistic. I'll probably just go with the detective by default. That's a nice noir beginning to our adventure. Our belief system. We can be humanistic. Throughout history, mankind has survived countless threats. If we stop wringing our hands and start cooperating, we will live to see the human spirit prevail once more. Extra sanity is gained by selecting humanistic dialogue options and committing acts of altruism. We can be materialistic. If we're all doomed, let's make our final days worthwhile. Wealth, lust, power, pursue whatever eases the pain. So we get sanity by going through materialism. We could be nihilistic at last. There is no doubt that human beings are of no significance in the cold machinations of the cosmos. Thus, every action is of equal importance, and worthlessness, just as it has always been. We can be divine. The Black Day is God's final test of humanity. We failed him once, but he has given us this last chance at redemption. Those who are alive survive this for a reason, to prove that mankind is not without hope. We can be rational. Supernatural becomes natural. The only path is to embrace the knowledge of the ancient forces behind the veil. We'll tap into the hidden arts and realize our potential in order to survive and eventually dominate. We can be esoteric. And the supernatural becomes natural. Wait, what? No matter how... Okay, I guess it... Never mind. So, no matter how unusual or baffling, no phenomenon has been on the boundaries of science and rational thought. There must be an explanation. I'm gonna go with science. We are an investigator, after all, so we probably value logic and deduction. Now we gotta choose our portrait here. Well, I kind of feel like this Don Drapery-looking guy down here is probably the crow. We gotta have, like, a name that sounds like it's out of an old novel. Our name will be Alabaster Crane. There we go, perfect. Alabaster Crane, private investigator. Get on the ground. That works. I mean, it's a little long. It's got a lot of syllables, but, you know, not everybody's first name can be Chuck. Let's go for it. We've got attributes. So we've got physique, which determines our character's physical prowess, and we use it for melee and survival. We've got agility, which is for firearms, athletics, subterfuge, stealth. We've got senses, which is for firearm, investigation, stealth, and survival. So that's got 2 of our stats in it. We've got mind, which uses psychology, which is one of our main stats. We've got will. We've got presence. Okay. I think, since that's got 2 of our stats in it, I'm going to bump that up by 1. That's got firearms in it, so I'm going to take that up by 2. That's got psychology in it, so I'm going to take it up by 2. And I also wanted to have like a little bit of speechcraft in there. So I'm going to bump that up because I want to be able to talk good. Me want talk more gooder. That's what I want when I'm trying to go up against occult forces. We might need to convince our way through a barricade or something. We'll put some points in investigation. Put our points in firearms. And then we'll probably go a little bit of psychology. You know, for whatever reason, I thought I would have enough points to bring these up a little higher. I guess not. I'm so lame right now. At least we can shoot people good, so that's pretty fantastic. Alabaster Crane, paranormal investigator, get on the ground. This character is a private investigator. Okay, so we already got that. This looks like it's just a summation of all the stuff that we previously had. Sounds good. Let's get after it. A year has passed since your encounter with that peculiar fellow known as the Dismal Man. When last you met, he instructed you, find me beyond Arkham after the Black Day. At the time, these words didn't really mean much to you, but soon after, you would come to understand. On what is now known as the Black Day, under the shadow of the Awakened, the world you knew vanished, and with it your hopes, future, and loved ones. For reasons unknown, the city of Arkham was separated from the carcass of Earth and exiled to another place under alien stars, a twilight realm between dimensions. Unlike many others, you survived, body and mind mostly intact. Ever since, you have existed from day to day in the gray gloom of the old eel house, waiting for that enigmatic man to call, a man whose very existence you are now beginning to question. Until you wake into another layer of the nightmare, until the visit at the old attic. I turned on subtitles before because I thought there would be dialogue, but it's subtitling text right now. I think that's kind of missing the point of subtitles. That seems like a really, really good way to get shot. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, if I ever wake up and there's somebody in my house dressed all in black with a cane who taps it twice on the floor, I'd probably just unload on him. This is America out here. Everybody got a piece. And like, I don't like that. That's not the way you should be like, sir, I've brought you eggs and bacon. That's how you wake me up right there. And I'd be like, oh, I don't know who you are, but thank you. That rules. Like, you don't just walk into the room and tap a creepy cane. Can I use that lantern? Like, can I just picked it up. Can I put it in my hand? Oh, nice. I can. Sweet. All right. So now I can see a little bit more gooder. That is locked right there. So unfortunately, I can't get into it. What kind of keys do we have? Can I try to stealth that right there? Like, can we try to... I didn't know if that was a toggle or not, or maybe that was like my stealth skills. I was thinking kind of like Baldur's Gate. There was the stealth key that allowed you to pick locks and like disable traps and stuff like that. And so I was thinking maybe it functioned along those lines. I don't really like see anything in here that I want. I mean, we can mouse over things. It doesn't look like there's a key that you can press that lights up everything interactable on screen a la Baldur's Gate. But this is an RPG, so I'm actually really excited. I've never played an RPG set inside, you know, Lovecraft's universe. I'm glad the screen opened up. Like, on that last screen, I was worried that the entire game was going to look like that. The cook is dead, only serving cans. Okay. Fair enough, man. I can't cook either. I pretty much eat exclusively out of cans, so there's nothing to feel bad about here. You're not disappointing me. This seems like a trap to me. I've played enough stuff that's in, like, the mythos to know that this is probably a trap. Like, something bad's about to happen. My foot's about to get morphed into an ear or something like that. I don't know. That's not good. Yeah. I would clock this among phenomena that would be mildly disturbing and concerning. Oh, we're back here. Okay. Oh, good. I witnessed a horror and I lost some sanity. That's exactly what I was setting out to do right now. Oh, cool. We're at Miskatonic, or we're at the gates of Miskatonic. Oh, I've got gear. Nice. All right, take all of your stuff. We've got to look like Dick Tracy out here. Go ahead and put on your fedora. That's right. A manly hat for manly men about manly business. We need our trench coat over here. Sounds good. We've got some rations. What is that right there? A detective's license. Boston PD gave you this license. It's a permit for you to work as a field detective. We've got a bottle of clean water. We've got a pistol. It's probably a good thing to have. It's a .22 pistol. I can't think of a worse gun other than like a BB gun. So I can think of a worse gun. But I thought of it before I finished the sentence. And so now, oh, I can craft too. Apparently I've got kerosene, which is a crafting supply or something. Maybe it's just for my lantern. Alright. Well, we've got a blank notebook. We've got a laudanum shot. Restores some sanity. Gives us a little bit of health back. Be careful, though. It is addictive. That's what took out Edgar Allan Poe. Oh, really? People trade cigarettes. Okay, so cigarettes are money. We have 200 cigarettes. Gotcha. Alright, I like that. That's kind of noir. I feel it. Was there anything else in here that I could take a look at? These decayed fragments of furniture portray the craftsmanship of talented carpenters. It's heartbreaking to see their fine work reduced to a pile of scrap. And, well, ashes to ashes and all that. He's too busy playing. You see Marino, the manager and bartender of the Old Eel. He's been your host for almost a year now, charging in exchange the last of your few precious resources. He has a tendency to suck you dry whenever he gets the opportunity. Yeah, well. Good morning, Cornuto. You can call this never-ending fucking twilight morning. Was all that hurly-burly upstairs bad dreams? Yeah, you could say that. Why am I not surprised? I recommend hitting the bottle before going to sleep. It makes things easier. Since you're awake, let's talk about the cigs you owe me. You were too drunk to pay yesterday and told me to remind you later, remember? I didn't drink yesterday, Marino. But I'm sure you did. Don't you trust your giving host, Cornuto? Where would you be now if I hadn't accommodated you? I pay for your accommodations, however poor they might be. Poor? I thought my rather poor services are still much better than being eaten by ghouls in a dark corner of the street, Cornuto. They eat you alive, you know. Anyway, since you're a regular, and I'll probably take all your cigs anyways, consider this one on the house. I better go. Why do you call me Cornudo, Marino? Forget about it. You remind me of a guy. He was a Cornudo, that's it. Yeah, but what's a Cornudo? A Cornudo is like, somebody who has horns, you know? It's, if a wife is unfaithful to the husband, that makes the husband a Cornudo, right? Hold up. What does this have to do with me, Marino? Well, when I was a bartender at Visola, a small Italian bar in Chicago, a man used to come in there every morning, well, every evening, every single day. He didn't drink and he didn't seem to have any fun. He just kept looking at the patrons silently and waiting for someone. Then after almost a year, I learned his story. He was searching for the man who fucked his wife. He came to that bar every single day, staring silently. You're like him. You're waiting for somebody too. You don't pursue whatever fucked up life you can have in this shitty town. Instead, you act like that Cornudo. So forgive me if I put it bluntly, but who fucked you over? I'm waiting for somebody, but it's not as simple as that. Like I care. Now go, name your poison. Alright. Like, I don't know if I should be, like, talking to people. A wilted tourism advertisement from the Marino's hometown in northern Italy. He will never again feel the Adriatic breeze. The barrels now serving his primitive table still reek of stale alcohol and a damp woody stench that makes your nose itch. Apparently they don't have time for this. This guy's smoking his money right now. You see an eccentric middle-aged man completely focused on the darts game that he alone is playing. Exultation all but radiates from the odd fellow. Care for a game of cricket? You don't get a chance to play against the world champion every day. Cricket is a different game than darts. Cricket has that big flat bat. Darts has like pointy little spears that you throw at a circle. That's all I'm saying. Who are you? Didn't I just tell you I'm the darts champion of the world, also called Herschel? I feel the signs again. A new challenger's approaching. Another fool to vanquish. Is it you? Is there a prize? Prize? Nothing can come close to the thrill of the darts. Tobacco? Rubbish. But feeling the texture of the stem in your hand, the steel point savagely penetrating the board? It's priceless. And the prize? You want cigarettes? Beat me then. Beat the world champion. You could have some cigarettes. More cigarettes, in fact, than you could ever want. You see, I was a traveling salesman for Tom Rogers cigarettes before I found myself a true calling and became the champion. Damn those days. Herschel, go to Maine. Go to Boston. Herschel, your sales performance is getting lower. We're disappointed, Herschel. I see. And where are they now? Dissatisfied bastards. He throws the dart. The old Herschel is gone with them. He throws another one. There's only the champion now. The champion. It seems you've somehow transferred the frustrations of your past into a game of darts. Wait, what? I discovered my true purpose in darts. The grand game that the leprechauns taught us back in the old world. You talk nonsense and you feel like you've been meddling with his mental balance. The game is just a medium for you to escape from reality. Herschel is important. You hear me? Herschel is the champion. He suddenly freezes, then continues in a tremulous tone. They sent you. They sent you to tease me. I'm not a failure. I'm not a failure. Dispassionately observe him. That's it. From now on in life, whenever something crazy is happening in the city, I'm going to dispassionately observe. I mean, he skipped happily out the door. Yo! He threw a dart at me! That turned into physical assault really quickly. Apparently, I got XP for resolving that conversation. How many cigarettes did I get? 40 cigarettes? He said more cigarettes than I could ever need. That's like 2 weeks worth of cigarettes, maybe. If only I had more That guy's got a bat. This man's... There's some thugs outside. Just standing around waiting. You see a typical Arkham resident, tired and decrepit looking. He looks at you uneasily. Excuse me. Good day there, sir. My name is Alabaster Crane, private investigator. Good day. Where have you been living? Does it look like a good day to you? Ugh, you're one of those. Those raving lunatics. He starts to move away in panic. Excuse me. There are controls? What kind of controls are we looking at? Apparently, there are things that I can do. There's also a combat tutorial. Okay, well, we'll worry about that when we get there. You see a typical Arkham resident, tired and decrepit looking. She looks at you uneasily. What's that grotesque monument over there? The cult erected it in place of the old Lincoln statue. Grandfather altar, they call it. Damned atrocity. Cultists come from across the river to sacrifice people who have been marked by the mob. Blood offerings to Grandfather Cthulhu. Cthulhu? Even the name freezes my blood. The Grandfather, they call him, their new god who awakened on the Black Day with its brethren, the greater old ones. The fanatics of the cult torture, sacrifice, and kill in their names. Why am I not surprised? Now, if you'll excuse me, tell me about the mob. The mob is the law. Who rules it? Waxface, she whispers. I've heard of him. Then you know better than to say his name in the streets. If you'll excuse me. What about the cult? Mad fanatics who devoted themselves to Cthulhu and the other old ones. They rule the ruins of North Arkham across from Miskatonic River. The cult comes to this side of the river either to find new blood for their ranks or new victims to be sacrificed in their rites. Not really sure which is worse. How can I get to the other side of the river? Wouldn't recommend it. There are things over there lurking in the water. Only the cult can pass the river at will, but I have no idea how. Sometimes you can see the boats on the Miskatonic, all painted red, crimson omens of doom. What do you know about the Black Day? Nothing more than you, I guess. We had all seen the signs, right? People having the same nightmares, the mysterious disappearances, whole families massacred. We saw it coming, but pretended everything was fine. The Black Day started with that apocalyptic roar piercing deep into our minds. The sky melting, colors fading. I can't remember anything else. Tears come to her eyes. Could be interpreted as mass hysteria triggered by a cosmic event. There must be an explanation. It was the end of days. What explanation are you talking about? We're alone. Alone in this purgatory, left to the mercy of tyrants and deviants. Well, at least I got some of my sanity back, so that's good. Am I getting any type of XP for this? I think I am. I think I'm getting XP each time that I gain, like, one of those little 5 or 3 events, too. I need 100 to level up, and leveling up seems like it might be helpful. This towering depiction of one of the elder gods perches atop the naked base of a shattered statue. By toppling down the statue of President Lincoln, the people of Arkham have chosen fear over liberty, surrendering their future to subjugation and the rule of the mob. Okay. As you approach the warehouse, which was once operated by the Marsh family of Innsmouth, your blood runs cold at the sound of distant wailing from within. Yeah, I don't think I want to go inside there right now. I think I'm going to leave that alone. Richter gives no freebies anymore. I got Richter's drugstore. Alright, let's see what Richter has to say. You see a middle-aged, educated-looking man with a hint of danger in his smile. This must be the owner of the pharmacy, Richter. A new one, surprising, just when I thought I'd finally run out of possibilities. I mean, business, you know? Our numbers aren't growing these days. Now tell old Richter what makes you tick. I rarely disappoint. This place is pretty well guarded for a drugstore. Yeah, and your mouth is pretty big for a person interested in merchandise. Let's just say I'm a valuable asset to the mob. Now tell me, what's gonna ease your suffering? What kind of medicine you sell? The kinds that people need. Tell me, what's absent in your world? Euphoria, relief, self-confidence? If I don't have the remedy already, I can make it in my little lab. Okay. So I'm going to be buying a lot from you. I think we should talk about a discount. In my business, I rarely need to offer a discount. If you're buying happiness, you don't barter on the price. You just indulge in it, right? As you can see, I have the upper hand here. Can't you do it for me? Enough. Whining isn't going to change things. Now tell me, how can I ease your suffering? You selling drugs? Mostly cocaine, morphine, amphetamines, laudanum, nerve tonics, opium, and some of my special harm formula in order to make your life better. Do you have something in mind? These drugs are all highly addictive. Like you didn't use them all before the Black Day. Wait, now I see your medicine. You like playing the Shining Knight, the defender of morality. I've got no objection if that's what makes you tick, but not in my shop. Alright, well, let me see what you got. So we've got his bundle of cigarettes right there. He's got a batch. We've got alcohol. We've got coca leaves. We've got ourselves syringes, hydrochloric acid, medicinal herbs. We're going to need more stuff for the coca leaves, though, if we're going to, like, turn that into actual cocaine. You would need, like, gasoline or, like, kerosene or something like that. Like, there's like a process to it. I don't know exactly how to do it, but like, I've watched enough Narcos to know where this is going. Did that guy say he was going to give me a taste of the Bing? If I misbehaved inside the shop? Better watch out, everybody. Misbehave a little too much, he's gonna make you use an inferior search engine. Hey, we found money. I'll take money for sure. What's she got to say? You see a skinny woman wearing heavy makeup. Her provocative outfit emphasizes how she earns her living in Arkham. She moves like a person who's drugged, or maybe drunk. Hi, darling. Her words are welcoming, her excitement faint. Interested in a good time? Nah, I'm good. You look a little rough. Come on, baby. I don't run into a hotsy-totsy like you very often. Let's forget our troubles together, darling. Let's forget about everything for a while. You could try and talk her into a freebie? Oh, man. Ah, well, what a prime cut of man, she bites her lip. Doesn't a girl deserve a little fun once in a while? Did I just get a freebie? Bro, we got a silver tongue out here. We just got ourselves a freebie. All right. You sweat and dirt coalesced in one of the deserted alleys of Arkham. For a short while, you found some comfort in satisfying your carnal urges. She turns to you while putting her makeup back on. See you again, darling. Now you know it's worth it. How did you become a hooker? A whore, you mean? Why the shyness now? We're moaning on a filthy street corner moments ago, darling. I know you'll call me and I don't care. Or I know what you'll call me and I don't care. You think I was someone else before the Black Day? Not at all. I just continue what I've always been doing. Nothing changed in that regard, and I've lived to see all those respectable ladies fall into the clutches of the mob and all the other man-shaped beasts. I consider myself lucky now. I was born in their clutches, and I don't have much to lose, but those women, I feel sorry for them. Well, they're gonna pay for their deeds one day. Will they? Bye, darling. Man. We talked a hooker into a freebie in our first episode here in Stygian. I hope you guys liked it. We haven't really seen a whole lot going on so far. The ghost wanted us to go this way, but I'm kind of a conversationalist when I play games like this. I like to dive into all the buildings and click all the crates and talk to all the people and find all the little storylines. Some empty bottles, some empty syringes. Alright, cool, man. Sounds like a great way to get hepatitis out of a garbage can, but be my guest. Be my guest! Well, got a few more garbage cans over here. I'm always down for loot. I don't think I want to talk to that guy at all. That guy seems like he's got problems. He seems like he might be struggling a little bit. Honest bills. I guess we can go best deals on guns. So saith Honest William. Greetings, Honest William. Who are you? Behind the bars is a stern-looking man who looks deeply dissatisfied. Although he looks to be in his 60s, his presence invokes fear and respect. Say, you here to buy something or you just wasting my time? What's that wax statue over there? Oh, you mean Honest Bill? He's dead, but they kept him around for decoration. Turned him into a statue. He used to own the place, see, until he crossed Waxface. Can you guess how he did it? He poured boiling wax over him from head to toe. Should have heard the screams. That's enough, or you want more details? Tell me about Waxface. He's, the boss. Not much around these days, though. He put me in charge of the pawn shop, so here I am. What a dead end. Let me give you some advice. Don't ask about him if you want to live. Now, are you buying, or should I ask Charlie to make you leave? Is Charlie that guy over there? Charlie's the smiling blonde fellow who could fill you with more lead than you need to build a fucking boat. Alright. Hold on. I wanted to see. You didn't have to kick me out of the dialogue option, man. Got some 22 bullets over here. Yeah, I'm trying to move it up to like 45. That's what I'm trying to get to. How much do these guns cost? $245? It's pretty pricey, my friend. It's pretty pricey. I've only got 244. Could unload some random knickknacks if I wanted to, but I think I'm going to wait until I get a little bit more cash, and then I'm going to buy myself God's weapon, the 1911. The weapon that won America. But I think we're just about out of time for this episode. This is Stygian Rise of the Old Ones. It's a open world kind of dialogue RPG with a strategy combat system that we've yet to see. So chances are I'll probably record another episode of this one just so you guys can check it out. Just due to the fact that we haven't really seen everything yet. This is one of those games where 30 minutes is not necessarily enough time to really get your feet wet with it. And so we'll probably play another one. But if you're enjoying what you're seeing right now, a little bit of the old noir in an HP Lovecraft world, hit the like button down below. Check the game out in the description. That's where you can purchase it. But I'll see you in the next episode. How you doing? Take care, everybody. It's been really, really fun so far. Goodbye.